Welcome to On Today's Ride. I'm Kieran, and in this episode, part 3 of my road trip to Laos and back into Thailand, which is where we're headed today. Okay, so we're back on the road, day 4. We've left Hue Sai and we're about to leave Laos and head back into Thailand. So we've got to do everything in reverse, check out of Laos, take the bus over, and then check into Thailand, where the big difference is I don't have to pay. They should just give me a 30-day entry, which would be very nice. And then we've got a pretty boring few hours ride to this evening's destination of Thoeng. And just like that, we're back into Thailand. Yay! Got my 30-day stamp. The immigration officer was a little bit stern with me. I'm not sure why. But anyway, gave me 30 days. I did my math correctly, so gives me the exact departure day that I wanted. It is easy to mess up. Okay, so now we're back on the road. Back on the left side of the road, I did remember. And we'll ride now for only 80 kilometers into Thoeng and mostly flat, so easy ride. I think it's all on the main road as well, so it's going to be pretty dull, but tomorrow should be a lot more interesting. So, as predicted, we're on a 4-6 lane highway, depends how you term it. 2 lanes each side and a generous bike lane. As you can see, fairly clean, fairly free of potholes. What more could you ask for? And we're on this now for the next 70k into Thoeng. Very unexciting. Our only goal is to get to the next 7-Eleven because I haven't had any breakfast yet, or somewhere selling grub on the way. I don't think there's many towns until whatever the 7-Eleven town is in, so maybe 45 minutes an hour, then we can get a bite to eat. Okay, a word on road quality here in Thailand and Laos. Well, in Laos, roads are dreadful. Once I got deeper into the mountains last year, man, it was gravel bike territory. There was a 10-kilometer stretch of no asphalt, and that's on a main road. But in Thailand, pretty good, huh? How good? A lot better than the UK. Okay, so as predicted, a pretty uneventful 90 kilometers riding into Thoeng, but I'm here. Pretty nondescript sort of town, very exciting going on. I'm going to look for cheap hotels. I haven't seen any yet. I've got one I've seen on the map just now, but I did no research. I didn't book anything or research anything. I mean, normally you just turn up and find somewhere, but something will appear. Okay, I couldn't find anything very interesting in town, but this is where a cycling friend stayed, Teak Villa, so this is where I'm going to stay. It's quite a little area, but just a few minutes away from the main street. Little courtyard. There we go, here's my room. There's free coffee and noodles for breakfast, perfect, that's all I need. And then little room, usual style, not a lot of light. Not sure what the light switch is. There we go. Quite rustic, but 500 baht, so like £11. That'll do me for the night. What I didn't realise was that it's by the river, which is rather nice. So come out the back door, and then little balcony. Come and have a beer out here tonight. feels a bit rickety. Yeah, I see lots of mosquito coils. I suspect this is mosquito central. But there we go, up and down the river. Very nice. Okay, if you're ever staying in Thoeng, I can highly recommend Teak Villa. It's very nice family-run place. I just got invited in to drink Thai whiskey, which is, well, what in Vietnam is rice wine, but the rice wine, the wine bit's a bit of a misnomer. It's not wine, it's distilled spirits at least 40%. I had a few shots with the owner and his cousins, and then I made my excuses and got the hell out, because tomorrow I have to ride up Phu Chi Fa, which we can't see from here, which is a big mountain. So in the morning I'm going to do Phu Chi Fa, go all the way up. I'm going to leave early, because apparently you can get a fantastic view from up there and what they call the Sea of Clouds, a sort of cloud inversion if you're lucky. So I'll ride all the way up, probably about 2-hour climb, back down, and then I should be in time to check out, and then I'm going to ride all the way to Phayao, which is another 100 kilometers, so it's going to be a big old day. Don't want too much whiskey inside me. Okay, it's dawn, finally. It's about 6:45, day 5, Friday I think. Yeah, it's about 6:45. I've been riding for about an hour already, in the dark, no front light, not ideal. But I've got a big ride today, and we're starting with a big ride up Phu Chi Fa mountain, and they say the best views, apparently there are some stunning views, as near dawn as possible. Well, I'm not going to be up there at dawn because I'm at the bottom, and we are facing a little pre-climb, 3.5k, easy, and then the main event is almost 10k at 10%, so that's 1,000 meters of climbing in 10k. That's a reasonable amount of work before breakfast. Then we'll come down, we'll get some breakfast, and then we've got a 100k ride to Phayao. That's what I call a full day. Okay, we're onto the flatter, easier bit. Nice little bit of respite. I'm not going crazy fast, I'm not going crazy easy. A lot of the guys I know who've done that, and I can see on my computer, did it very fast, but they were in an organised race back in just before COVID, I think, 2020. So yeah, I'm not hanging around, but I'm filming a bit. That always takes energy, and just trying to enjoy the climb. Okay, into the final kilometre, and it's just unrelentingly, viciously steep. 20%, getting steeper, can't talk anymore. Okay, I've left my bike, didn't bring a lock, but it's Thailand. I asked the girl to keep an eye on it, but if there's one country I don't worry about my bike, it's Thailand. And we're going to walk 700 meters to the summit in cycling shoes with cleats, although they're mountain bike shoes, but they're very stiff, so not the best for walking in, but we'll make it. Okay, that final 700 meter walk was far harder than the 10k climb on the bike, but I think you'd have to say it was worth it. That's the view where we've come from. Now it's going to be a little bit into the sun, but I think you still get the idea. This is the Sea of Clouds. Wowzers. And now the descent and ride back into town. I think I might be a little bit late for the 11 a.m. checkout. It was a bit of a longer ride than I thought, but I suspect that will be fine. Okay, quicker back than it was up. Okay, back down into the village where we started, over the bridge, and then all the way back up the other side. Okay, that's the little climb done. That's all the climbing done, but it's not bad. 2,000 minutes of climbing in 60k by 9:30. Whew. We've still got a ride to Phayao. Anyway, good news is it's 9:30. I think we've got time. 34k to Thoeng. I think we've got time for coffee. Thank the Lord. Okay, had my coffee, rode back into town, even stopped to pick up a ready meal from 7-Eleven for breakfast lunch, and 10:58. Check out's at 11, so just made it. Okay, heading out of Teak Place. It was a nice place to stay. I enjoyed it. Anyway, very nice. So now part 2 of the day. Thoeng to Phayao, which is about 85-90k. Mostly flat, a little bit hot out. So I'd say 3 hours, 3.5. Got a nice little drafting situation going on. Oh, I'm coming the wrong way. Don't get too many of these in Thailand. Motorbikes tend to be too fast. Vietnam's really good for drafting, but quite nice. I can just sit on this wheel, doing about 35 kph, 35-40. That's right. Well, here we are, Phayao Lake. It's rather pretty. 178 kilometers, 2,560 meters of climbing. Call that a full day. Quan Phayao Lake House. This is where we're staying. Slightly eccentric place. Wedge the door open with my shoe, so I forgot my key. So, usual story. This one's slightly grottier than the other ones I've been in. Not quite as nice. And the same price, but I've got a feeling prices might be a little bit inflated here because it's, as I say, it's a bit of a tourist town. Anyway, yeah, there we go. 2 beds. Nasty stain on the wall. I am going to flake out for a while. I bought myself some snacks because I knew I wouldn't want to go out for a while, so I've got tang mo, watermelon, and kluai tot, which is very nice, like fried bananas. Very good. So I'm just going to take a shower and just chill for the next hour or 2. Okay, slight change of plan for tomorrow. I'm going to head for home. I was going to take 2 days to get back, but I realised that I can get back in a day. But quite a big day, another 150k ride. So we'll be up early, we'll see dawn over the lake, and then we'll be heading out that way and then into the hills. A bit of climbing to do tomorrow as well. But now it's time for food and drink. Early, Lake Phayao. Yeah, a little change of plan. We're heading home. I was going to head to another town called Mung Pan and then over the mountains to Chiang Mai, but that was kind of 2 days. So, one day, straight to Chiang Mai. It's going to be quite a big one, about 155 kilometers, 2,000 odd meters climbing, so there's some hills. But when you know you're heading home to your own bed and some decent food, it's always a little bit easier. Anyway, here we are, 7-Eleven, a little bit of breakfast, get a coffee, and hit the road. Okay, 7-Eleven breakfast by the lake. Double sticky rice burger, need that energy, banana, and a coffee. Not the best coffee, but 7-Eleven. Better than it used to be. Okay, gonna get this down me, and then 155 kilometers. So we're on a nice little, it's a slight detour from the main road, going through the nature. I'm enjoying it while I can, because I think we're just going to be on fairly main roads after this, and we're also going to be on fairly main climbs. I've seen the mountains appearing. Okay, here's the main road. Prey Lampang to the left, Chiang Mai to the right, and we're straight into the first of the big climbs. Looks like 12 kilometers at around 5% and fairly steady, so just settle in, enjoy the ride. You can probably see the bigger mountains in the distance. That's the range we're going to cross. Conditions are pretty good. Cool, about 16-17 degrees, a bit cloudy, never a bad thing, though that may burn off. It was even raining this morning when I woke up. I lay in bed thinking, what's that noise? Surely it can't be rain. I haven't heard rain for a while. And indeed it was rain. Well, it might be a main road as such, but it's still pretty. We're still in the jungle. I mean, basically it's just going up and over the mountain. We're about halfway into the climb. Pretty easy so far. This is one of two big climbs, but then there's lots of other little bumps and lumps as well, so one of those days it just sort of starts to wear on you a bit. I'm in reasonable shape, legs feel okay. Bum's a little bit sore after 8 hours on the bike yesterday and the last few days, but that's touring for you. Peacocks. We're up at the Phayao viewpoint, quite impressive. Nice little climb up, nothing too hard. Met some other cyclists, locals. They wished me luck on my long trip. Okay, so as ever, what goes up must go down. Hi again. Overtake the roadies. Last little bit to the top. Sun's out now. I don't think it's going to be many clouds, but we're up at altitude, so nearly 1,000 meters up, so it's cool enough. Okay, last 60k back into Chiang Mai. We're back on the road we went out on. Just been past the hot springs again. Last big climb. There's a couple of little ones after that, and then an easy flat 40k into Chiang Mai. Just in time for a late lunch, I think. Up and over the Ping River. And back into Chiang Mai. Okay, back into Santatam. Bought myself a kilo of mangoes. Gonna go and eat something with a salad, which I haven't eaten for a few days. And that's the end of the ride. Final totals are, I don't know. We'll find out when we get home. I'll put it on the next page. I'll put it on the next screen. Okay, so you know the score. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Thumbs up, leave your comments, and see you all soon on today's ride. Home sweet home. Too fat.